Why, hello there. I'm Sin, and today we're going to talk about bookish things and weird stuff, because that's what we do here on this channel. We're going to talk about my past, present, and future of books. Let's get into it right now. Recently, I just finished the book First Frost by Sarah Addison Allen, and this is the sequel to the book Garden Spells, which is a cozy, witchy book. It continues on the story with more lovely, amazing descriptions of like candy and food, and just has a very cozy story. It continues on following these two sisters who were kind of estranged that reunited, and it's several years later now in their lives. And the one sister used to have a catering company, now she has a candy company, and it's making her flippin' miserable. And then this older guy shows up in town, and he's like a shyster con man, and he's up to no good and is gonna try to con one of the sisters to like scam her out of money. Okay, so Sydney is the one sister, and Clara is the one who makes the candy and had the catering business. So Sydney's daughter Bay is now like 15, and Bay is in love with the son of the man that her mother used to date. Her mom dated him for like 3 years. He broke her heart, and so there's kind of like bad blood between the families. But now her daughter is in love with the son of that guy, so that's an issue with the mother. And but the mother doesn't tell her daughter why and all that stuff. So you got a little bit of weird tension from unexplained things when Bay starts hanging out with this guy Josh, who isn't at all like his family and just seems kind of lost and floating around, and he's expected to follow in like the family's footsteps and marry into a good family, and they don't want him to have anything to do with the Waverleys, which is the name of the sisters in that family. They're all a little strange because they're kind of magical and witchy, and it's a lovely book. Things always work out well at the end, and I highly enjoyed this one. I don't even know, I might have liked this one better than the first one, to be honest. I think I did. I have a standalone review coming for the first book. It may be out before this video. I don't know. Anyways, Sarah Addison Allen was recommended to me by Pamela here on YouTube, and the second book I read by this author. They're super cozy and lovely, and just those books that make you want to have like a nice cup of tea or hot chocolate. And I know it's summer, so maybe that doesn't sound so great. Like, okay, let's think like lavender lemonade and some sugar cookies or something. I don't know. Just something like with a magical vibe that you sit there and just read this lovely book. I don't know if I'm describing it well or not. But anyway. All right, so what are we going to get into next? Stephen King, of course. After all that lovely, cozy, rosy nosiness, we're going to get into the 5th book in the Dark Tower series. And I'm super excited to start this. I'm going to start that tonight. That will be happening this evening. So, got a few books from the library. One that I have been anticipating. I actually talked about this in the Mini-Year Freakout tag, one of the books that I've been most anticipating to read, and that is Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. Sorry for the shininess. It's Mylar, And let's tell you about it. In June 1993, a group of young guerrilla filmmakers spent 4 weeks making Horror Movie, a notorious, disturbing art house horror flick. The weird part, only 3 of the film's scenes were ever released to the public. The Horror Movie has nevertheless grown a rabid fan base. 3 decades later, Hollywood is pushing for a big budget reboot. The man who played the Thin Kid is the only surviving cast member. He remembers all too well the secrets that are buried within the original screenplay, the bizarre events of the filming, and the dangerous cross lines on set that resulted in tragedy. As memories flood back in, the boundaries between reality and film, past and present, start to blur. But he's going to help remake the film, even if it means navigating a world of cynical producers, egomaniacal directors, and surreal fan conventions. Demons of the past be damned, but at what cost? And then it says, Horror Movie is an obsessive, psychologically chilling, and suspenseful feat of storytelling genius that builds inexorably to an unforgettable, mind-bending conclusion. And I'm super stoked to read this. So, Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. Looking forward to it. All right, next up we have My Darling Dreadful by Joanna Van Veen. You see I love the cover. I think it looks really cool. The dead can wake and walk among us. How can we know what is truly real? Beckman has a spirit companion only she can see. Ruth. Strange, corpse-like, and dead for centuries. Is the light of Rue's life. So Ruth, sorry if you can't hear that, Ruth and Roos. Ruth is the dead one, and Roos is the alive one. That is, until the wealthy young widow Agnes Nook visits one of Roos's backroom seances, and the two strike up a connection. Soon, Roos is whisked away to the crumbling estate Agnes inherited upon death of her husband, where an ill woman haunts the halls. Strange smells drift through the air at night, and mysterious stone statues reside in the family chapel. Something dreadful festers in the manor, but still, the attraction between Roos and Agnes is undeniable. Then someone is murdered. Poor, alone, and with a history of hysterics, Roos is the obvious culprit. With her sanity and innocence in question, she'll have to prove who or what is at fault or lose everything she holds dear. So, looking forward to that. My Darling Dreadful. Oh, My Darling Dreadful Thing. Whoops. I left out the thing. And I did say we're going to talk about bookish things and weird stuff, so I got a weird book. At least I call it weird. It's just a book about numerology. Always been kind of interested in it. You know, so I like to follow the threads of strange things. And I come at things skeptically. So we'll see where this goes, but let me tell you about it. It also says a guide to decoding your destiny with the hidden meaning of numbers. And, you know, mathematics, it's a language. There's so much more to it. It says combine logic and intuition for a new path to mystical insight. You may be familiar with astrology and tarot, but did you know numbers can divine the future too? With only your name and date of birth, numerology tells you everything you need to know to understand yourself on a deeper level, and it even predicts what you can expect in the future. Learn about your base numbers derived from your birth date to deepen your knowledge of yourself as an individual within your family and on the path that will lead you to your destiny. Simple calculations can help you determine when you should make major decisions, what colors bring you good fortune, and which animal corresponds to the numbers in your life. With this easy-to-use guide, you'll soon discover the secrets of your mind and the universe. Honestly, I think you can discover your mind and the universe by reading The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. Nothing is going to be better than that book. This all sounds like one of those too good to be true things. And usually, if it's too good to be true, it is. So I come at this with a skeptical frame of mind. Do I believe in any of this? I believe there's a little bit to all of this such stuff that can be true. But I also think that the mind is a powerful thing. Take everything with a grain of salt. But I am very interested to read it, to see what it says. And if I can take away and learn anything in it. So, we'll see. It sounds like... I want to say it sounds like numerology for noobs or for dummies. One of those books. That's what I think of. Anyway, no, I'm just talking smack about this book. I'm still going to read it. I'll let you know how it goes. So yeah, that's the books I'm going to be getting into. And all of that good stuff. Horror, fantasy, and a little bit of numerology. So we'll see where that goes. What have you guys been reading? Anything weird? Have any of you read about numerology before or know much about it? Because I don't really know much about it at all. I just know that numbers is also a language. So yeah, let me know. And let me know if you have any suggestions for books about it that you think are actually good. If you are a fan of videos where I talk about multiple books I am reading or have read, next video coming up will be about that. So stick around, check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.